Hi, my name is Benjamin Lebrave. I run a company called Akwaaba Music. I'm a little bit crazy for African music, and I live in Accra, Ghana. I'm also a DJ, Bbrave. I came to Africa for music. I came to Ghana the first time in 2007, not really knowing what I was getting myself into. But I'd heard a little bit of the music and I really liked it, so I thought I wanted to go and explore some more. That was the first time I went, then I went a second time, then a third time. Then by 2010 I decided, Accra is nice, I want to live here. So now I do, and I've been there for 4 years. I chose to live in Ghana because, one, I like the music in Ghana, but also because Ghana is a little easier to live in than some other countries. I'm half French, half American, and I didn't really want to live in a Francophone country. Lagos, of course, has a lot going on, but I think it's a very different lifestyle. Accra is much more free. Nairobi maybe would have been interesting, but I think the music in Ghana is about 7,000 times better. Sorry, Kenyan friends. I like it. Really, the reason I moved and the reason I started Akwaaba Music is because I found it very difficult to access contemporary African music, and in particular Ghanaian music. I found that the distribution didn't always happen, and when it did, it wasn't really marketed to an audience outside of Ghanaians. So really what I strive to do with Akwaaba is give this music a wider window and make it more accessible for people no matter where they are. I work with artists in Ghana, but also in a lot of other countries. I think at the moment we've released music by artists from, I forget, 16 or 17 countries all over the continent. I work with some really big artists in Ghana that I'm sure anyone who's been to an African club nights recently has heard. Joey B, who sings Tonga. D Black, who sings on Seho with Castro. EL, who did Obumo and a bunch of other songs. I've worked with Edem, who most recently did Kwene. Rough and Smooth, who did Azingele and a lot of other hits. The way I work with artists, it really varies a lot. I have to say, some of the bigger Ghanaian artists, I'm mainly in charge of distribution, so I just make sure their music is out there and available. With some other artists, I carry a much broader role. So I work, for instance, with a rapper called Art Melody, and with him, I'm involved in booking him outside. I'm involved in marketing his music in a pretty big way. So it really varies. Sometimes it's just distribution, sometimes there's promotion. In many ways, Akwaaba is not just a label, it's almost like an agency representing artists or offering services for artists. We connect artists with other producers. Actually, Max Le Daron, who's standing right behind the camera, I've worked with him on a number of projects that were not directly commercial record, so it's not directly label work, but it's always related to spreading music from Ghana and from Africa to different markets and different fans worldwide. DJing is something I did before I started the label, and I kind of feel like DJing is something that finally completely made sense once I had the label. If you hear me DJ, I try to blend as much African music as possible from different countries. So if I'm playing, I live in Ghana, so in Ghana I play quite a bit of Ghanaian music, but I always try to introduce a different vibe to it and introduce people to other music they may not be familiar with. If I'm playing in Africa, I find that people are usually familiar with the music from their own country and then Western music, but not always music from other surrounding African countries. So I'm trying to break that barrier. And in Europe or in North America, where I also play, I try to also broaden the range and play some of this music to people who normally wouldn't necessarily know about it. Try at the same time to make people feel comfortable and surprise them by showing them how diverse and interesting music is now in Africa. Max Le Daron is a DJ, producer, a very talented sound engineer. We worked on some projects twice in Ghana, and it's going to be fun to DJ with him tonight.
What I produce is like a mix of dancehall, Ghanaian music and electronic music from Belgium and Europe.
Anyway, I've had situations where I'll tell some guy, I'm DJing this place, come, and like if we're meeting, like the way Femi and I met tonight, come to this place, I'm DJing, come. And I've had people come and leave because they said, I came, but you weren't DJing. There was some white guy DJing. So yeah, people are surprised. But it's also maybe part of it, it's to break the stereotypes and be like, why not? It's interesting music, I like it. People in Ghana are always surprised that I like it. Like, do you understand it? I'm like, no, I don't understand, but still I like it. Like, but okay. Well, and then I'm like, but isn't it nice? Like, why shouldn't I like it? It's nice music. So here we are, about to throw down. So what to expect? It really depends on the event and the type of crowd, but I love Nigerian music, I love Ghanaian music, I love Francophone music, I can play Dombolo, Soukous, Makossa. I love Angolan music, whether it's Samba or Afro-house. I like South African music, Kwaito, Afro-house as well. So depending on, who's there, if there's a lot of Nigerians, I want to make sure they're comfortable, so I'll play some of the new stuff, Wizkid, Davido, until people are like, okay, we can trust this guy. And once you trust me, then that's when you have to be careful.